The Aztecs and Russia have made peace in what must be the most confusing war I've seen all game. I don't know what Aztecs were doing. Weird. The fact that Rome have picked up half of this central island is really quite impressive, because that means they're going to have every strategic resource in the game, including uranium. So expect to see a couple of Roman nukes later on. And look, Armagh is falling. That is an interesting one. Why would Rome go for them? Who are Rome fighting at the moment that are allied to that city-state? Like, I don't see any other Roman troops fighting anybody at the moment. That appears to be pretty much the entire Roman army. Why? Why would you do that? Watching the Roman AI is just astounding. They've been surrounding a city with 0 health for probably the best part of 5 turns now. Look, they've just done it again. Why no melee? Oh, there we go. They finally got a melee attack in. That's incredible. But Armagh, you're going to lose it in 4 turns. Like, what? What is the point of that? They're going to go straight for Leventa and try and take them all out? Because ultimately, you're just going to give that city to Alexander. That's so strange. Oh, it was Russia was making peace with Rome. I see. Okay, well that makes a little bit of sense. So maybe Russia had... Actually, that does make sense, because Armagh is quite clearly a faith city-state, so Russia would be all over that. Fair enough, but Rome are immediately going to lose these. So it'd be interesting to see what happens to a city-state when it loses loyalty. I'm not actually sure. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it becomes a 3-city, so it doesn't immediately flip back to being a city-state. That's okay. That's fine. Oh, Greece has declared war on Russia. Russia has declared war on Aztec. So Greece and Aztec were clearly in a league with each other. And look, Russia have got corps and musketmen coming along. But again, why would you leave all your navy behind like that? You've got anti-tank crews. Why haven't you sent those over? Why are all your frigates here? I mean, look, 1, 2, 3 frigates are now going to go and fight Armagh. Or this Aztec frigate over here, instead of actually going for the pre-planned assault that you were going to go for. You would have frigates lining around the city. You'd get the musketmen down, moved inland so that your bombard was safe for melee troops, and then you'd attack. You've got to think about these things. It's just so weird that. Interesting. Now Brazil has a huge amount of its improved sort of unique battleship. That's interesting. And also Greece appear to be sending cavalry armies against them by sea while Brazil have infantry. That's an interesting one. I mean, Brazil, if they could get a decent armada together, they could take this coastal city, but I just don't see them doing it. I don't see any AI doing something that technically advanced. And look, this Aztec city all of a sudden is going to get lost, which is weird. I think the Aztecs must be in a... There we go, it's gone. Aztecs must be in a dark age, but this is going to swing the way of Rome, you would expect. Rome have tanks. When they do decide to go to war properly, it means that they've got a good number of upgrades now. Those tanks could easily roll in to somewhere like Russia, where the tech is... I mean, even Alexander, it looks like Rome and Alexander are allies for whatever reason, but Greece, all of these cities have like 70 strength walls. Tanks, backed up by a couple of decent troops, could easily take those out. Russia and the Aztecs made peace from ages ago. I didn't see when they went to war. Actually, I think I do remember. That's not surprising, seeing as the Russian frigates are being stared down by Aztec battleships. I mean, that's pretty scary. Russia do have their Cossacks, though. It'd be interesting to see if they can get any use out of those. Ooh, Brazil declared war on Rome. Rome's declared war on Macedon. The inevitable betrayal comes. So, it looks like Rome will attempt to snap up Macedon's cities, but it looks like Macedon was in league with Brazil. Now, that's interesting. There's a couple of Roman cities that are just on the borders of a lot of Brazilian troops. Looks like Brazil are still at war with Greece, so if Brazil can make peace with Greece pretty quickly and manoeuvre their battleships to attack places like Ostia, Brazil might benefit from this, you know, this war between Rome and Alexander, because, my god, if Rome take all 5 of these cities, that'll put Rome on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, put them on 15 cities, which is, you know, difficult to beat. Now, I'm interested to see also which way Armagh swings. That'll be an interesting one. It'll give either Alex or it might give Russia the sort of what should I call it, the naval stopping ground to go and attack Macedon themselves, but I don't know if that's going to happen actually. Oh wow, the Roman tank has appeared near this city, and my god, it does a lot of damage. Oh yeah, Greece has taken the city-state. That's incredible. Okay, well that, I mean, it looks like Rome might use their privateer to try and attack that again. Oh, and the Russian Cossacks are on the move. I mean, it's a little late to go after Texcoco. I think that's probably going to go elsewhere, but the Russian missionaries are also coming out. Interesting. Oh, Roman tanks. Rome have decided to send some tanks into Brazilian territory. That's stupid. That's a really silly move because they've got battleships. Brazil and Greece have made peace. Oh, here we go. So, oh, that's a shame actually because Brazil were using Greece's, now I think about it, Brazil were using Greece's waterway to get to Rome, so that's a bit of a kick in the teeth for them. This free city only has 2 turns left, but it looks like Rome are going to try and force the issue actually, see if they can swing it to them. Again, if Rome can take that city, it puts them in a significant stranglehold of this central area. Rome are just, they're doing well. They are doing very well. Oh, very well played from Brazil. Made peace just as this free city here swings to Brazil. They knew that Rome had it surrounded. That's a clever piece of diplomacy actually. Brazil is looking in a decent place. Oh, I didn't see this. Brazil have taken a city-state. Wow, that's interesting. It looks like Aztec are going to try and take it back, but wow, that's the first time in a heat so far that we've seen 2 city-states fall in the same game. That's impressive. So actually Brazil are growing a little bit more than I thought they were. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cities for Brazil, easily second place. That's incredible. Only Rome, and Rome is doing well, you know, Rome is really doing well. They're not taking this city though, which is outstanding, right? Why is it taking them so long, Rome? This battleship has been swimming round and round and round the sort of the coast, just being shot by every city on its way past and not attacking anybody. Like, what are you doing? Rome finally take this city, so they're going to start pushing into Greek lands now. And actually, with Rome's technology as it is, I wouldn't be surprised if Rome is too far off the real big guns of technology, the rocket what is it called? Rocket propelled artillery. That sort of stuff would really put them in a good way. Ooh, Brazil with the first spaceport that I see. So Brazil, and actually it kind of makes sense looking at them, they do appear to have quite a considerable amount of technology. Will Brazil, with their battle fleet armadas, go after Kandy? I'm not sure. Kandy is actually very strong, 100 strength with infantry armies. That's impressive, but you see, look, this is when I'd attack. Infantry army embarked. You could move your battleships in there and give it a real seeing to, even with these Aztec ships there. Oh, I have to say, watching these AI only battles is really frustrating in one way because you just kind of want to dive in and take them on. Look, Rome are now actually starting to push into Alexander's lands. Look, there we go. Alexander has lost all its units. It's about to fall pretty rapidly. 49 strength is just not going to stop a tank army, even with walls. It's the best sort of fighting that Rome enjoys, actually. Look, rebellion in 3 turns for that city. I think that might be alright. If Rome can take these other cities in that time, then that should be fine. They should get enough loyalty in this area to keep them all. Ooh, Rome take this city as the other one flips. That's got to be soul crushing. I mean, especially because they're just going to have to end up winning it back, and they will. 45 strength city is it's nothing against the tank army, but Rome are really making this difficult for themselves. And have you seen? Look, Russia going after this city-state as well. So the city-states finally being attacked in this game. We've never seen this before. Like, such an aggressive play against the city-states. It's about time. To be honest, I'm really quite happy that it's happening. So Alexander is rapidly becoming the united 3 states of this peninsula. My goodness, Rome just can't keep hold of any of these cities. And Russia can't seem to take this one as well, which is surprising. But there we go. Oh, look at that. Is that Pella gone already? Well, that was a quick win for Pella there. Now, are Rome going to hold on to that one? Yes, they are going to hold on to that one. Okay, so if Rome can now bring their army back, which they're going to have to do via one of these 2 routes, Rome should now be able to hold on to the continent. Checking back in with the rest of the map, you can see Greece is just sitting on about 700 different great people. Clearly they've filled up all of their wonders, all their theatre districts, and not much else is going to happen from there. Brazil is just, you know what? Brazil is having a fairly decent game. You know, just sat around doing what Brazil does best. They've got a decent navy. They've got infantry units to spare. They've got, look, even this little sea has a couple of battleships in them. That's pretty cool. Aztecs have had a bit of a disappointing game so far. I haven't been too impressed. They do have boats everywhere, but just not in any sort of consistent place. Russia, I'm always a little bit disappointed with. Such potential. You can see the culture is crazy. The amount of tiles they have around their cities. So they were clearly onto something, and they might still do something, but it looks unlikely at this moment, especially if they can't take this city-state. You know, one melee unit, that's all you need. One melee unit. And look, oh, here comes Rome. Rome, the clear favourites to win this one at the moment. But again, no spaceport. Oh no, I say that. I've just seen a spaceport. There's the spaceport. Something else, if you can find anything online that you can link me, I want to see like a sequence of pictures that explains what a spaceport is doing with the particular animations that you can see. So you can see this spaceport, the doors are closed, nothing is happening in that one. In Brazil, for instance, you see this one's being built, it's not quite there yet, as is that one. So Brazil is really getting its space race stuff together at the moment. But if we go to Rome, have a look at this. Do you see there's a rocket here? Now, the shape of the rocket and the fact that it's got 5 lights. Now, I know the 5 lights thing, that essentially means that it's about to take off. Like, I get that. I'm not that slow, I promise. But what the different shaped rockets? Do you know what I mean? Like, that one, I think, is the lunar rocket, but I'm not sure. Like, you can see that one's just gone. It's left a bit of trail behind it. You can see a couple of other spaceports. They're all kind of around, but I just can never tell which ones are which. Do you know what I mean? Oh, Rome with some helicopter armies. You don't see many of those these days. Helicopter armies, wow. And oh my god, Rome are really not letting these guys go. That's incredible. Oh wow, look, and Rome took the city-state that Russia were failing to claim for themselves. Wow, okay, so look at the mini-map down here. Now, that is comprehensive Rome coverage of this area now. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16, soon to be 17 cities for Rome. Now, I don't want to draw conclusions yet, but this is as comprehensive a heat as we've seen so far. Rome are very strong. I still think Brazil, though, doing a very good job in second. The thing that I've been impressed with Brazil is the consistent population everywhere. Well, that does a couple of things. It gives you lots of science, it gives you lots of culture, lots of production generally. Like 17. The city in the middle of the map there with 17. They've been building wonders in the centre of the map. That's impressive. You know, like, it's just the fact that, oh look, here's another one here, Temple of Artemis. There's got to be a couple of other ones. Oh look, Cristo Redentor looking out from Russian lands, just sort of welcoming people in. Oh, Armagh, it doesn't look like they're going to take Armagh now. So yeah, oh look, so Rome did take the city, but they gave it back to Armagh, even though they originally killed Armagh. Rome, surely, what's happening there? There's got to be some logic to that. Also, Rome has declared war on Greece, and Aztec have counter-declared. Now, the Aztecs are nowhere near, so that's not going to matter so much. The fact that Rome has declared war on Greece, though, there doesn't appear to be enough troops in this area. I must say, Greece does have frigates, which indicates the fact that their military isn't high in comparison, but Rome doesn't have as many troops as I would have thought down. Rome do have a lot of roads everywhere, obviously, and they've got a lot of mobile units. I mean, look, I can see at least 9 or 10 tanks and helicopters in the middle of the map, so I expect at some point Rome will just go and move all their troops down south. But I don't see Rome. Here we go. Look, they're all starting to come down now. I don't see Rome pushing Greece aside, though. Like, they're going to be tough, very tough to fight. Oh man, what a time for Rome to get modern armor. That's a good upgrade from them. I mean, you can just see just how far advanced Rome has got now. And actually, again, I love the way the computer does this. There is no need to have this many rocketry sites or spaceports. Look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, in the new world. They're even sort of in the center of the map. 5, 6, 7. Keep going. I'm sure we'll find more. 8 being built up there. Any more for any more? No. No, that's about it. So 8. 8 spaceports. I mean, I can tell you that's stupid because there are only 5 projects. Like, why would you need 8 I don't know. Can you imagine what would happen if the computer actually did sensible things with that production? Like built nukes? How dangerous would that be? Rome doing our absolute favourite thing when their armies are now stretched across 1, 2, 3 different Greek cities. I mean, you could have just gone for one and then taken it and then gone for the next one. That's what a sensible invasion would do, but no, it's fine, I'm sure. And actually, to be fair to them, Greece are down to a skeleton force now. I mean, they really do not have many troops. These warrior monks are, I mean, they're not going to get you very far. They do have 1 infantry army, but again, a tank army just outside. It's only so far that can get you, and just look at the speed that these Roman tanks are coming through now. That's scary for anyone to see that. So, we've got to that point in the game. We're at turn 173 now. Actually, most AI games by this point would have finished, so the science isn't as high as you'd expect in this game. I am going to call it here, controversially, because I believe it is inevitable who our 2 victors from this map are. I mean, Rome. That is incredible. Well done, Rome. Just, I think 16 cities I counted that as, with another invasion coming onto Greece. It's only a heat. If this was a final, we'd let it go to the end, and I do think Rome possibly are our strongest contender thus far to be put forward to the semi-finals. I'm expecting good things from Rome, and Brazil are clear number 2 as well. No other civs coming anywhere near these 2. Brazil did well. They grabbed these middle cities and eventually they kept it. The population is incredible. They've kept up with science. I think the special battleships are really good for them, and the fact they took a city-state out. So for me, that's all positive. The Aztecs, they had a very boring game, to be honest. I don't remember them attacking anybody meaningfully all game. I mean, they've got rocket artillery now, but there's only so late you can come to a party, you know. It's I feel a little disappointed. And Russia, oh, my favourites. I love this civ. I love playing this civ. They really are my favourite. But again, nothing happening for Russia this game, unfortunately. It's such a shame on that one. And then Greece. Greece had such a slow start, and then to settle both things, both cities in the middle that they lost, Rhodes and what was the other one, Pergamon, were both lost quite early on from loyalty penalties. There's something not quite working right with the Greek UI at the moment, and I'm not entirely sure what it is. So I think everybody can probably agree Rome and Brazil are easy victors. As I say, future semi-finals, finals, we'd let it play out a little bit longer, but for now, it's definitely... There's no complaints. We know exactly who's going to win, and we know exactly who's going to come second. So, thank you very much. Join us next time. And in Heat 6, we've got some interesting people, actually. We've got Korea. We have Poundmaker of American, well, sort of continent. I can't remember. I'm very sorry. We've got Scythia. We've got Gandhi's India. Considering, actually, Chandragupta did so well. I'm excited to see what Gandhi does, and Victoria of England. So some interesting ones there. Thank you very much for watching, you guys. Join us next time for Heat 6, and then there's only one more after that. 7 heats in total, and then we can go through to the semis. So until then, thank you very much, and I shall see you next time. Bye!